name on the card haunted Monica for days. Philip Carter. 24 years. 24 long years. And now suddenly he was back. Monica told herself she didn't care. She told herself she hated him. She told herself he meant nothing. But every night she found herself staring at that card, remembering, wondering, questioning. Why now? Why after all these years? What could he possibly want? Yet while Monica fought ghosts from her past, another story was unfolding. A story she could never have imagined. A story involving the person she loved most in the world. Her daughter, Clara Hayes. At 24 years old, Clara had everything Monica wanted. Successful, brilliant, independent, and most importantly, unaffected by love. As one of the city's youngest and most respected lawyers, Clara had earned a reputation that intimidated even seasoned attorneys. Inside the courtroom, she was fearless, sharp, uncompromising. When she argued a case, people listened. When she cross-examined witnesses, they trembled. And when criminals stood before the judge, they prayed. Clara wasn't on the opposing side. She had helped send countless dangerous men to prison. Fraudsters, abusers, violent offenders. Each conviction reinforced the belief she had inherited from her mother. Men caused pain, men created suffering, men destroyed lives. Monica never forced those ideas on Clara. At least not directly. She simply repeated stories, shared experiences, offered warnings, year after year, until those beliefs became Clara's own. One evening, the two women sat together on the balcony of Monica's penthouse overlooking the city lights. The wind moved gently through Clara's hair. Monica smiled. "You know your grandmother would have been proud of you." Clara smiled softly. "I wish I had met her. So do I." A silence followed. Then Monica asked the question she often asked. "Anyone special in your life?"
Anyone special
Clara
in your
laughed.
life?
"Not this again. I'm serious. You already know the answer." Monica smiled knowingly. "No man? No man? No boyfriend? No boyfriend? No secret admirer?" Clara shook her head. "Mother, I have cases
Mother,
to
I have
win."
cases to win.
Monica laughed.
And men are just
And men are
distractions?
just distractions? Exactly.
Exactly.
The two women shared a smile. Neither realized how dramatically things were about to change. Because somewhere far away, fate was preparing a collision neither of them could stop. 3 weeks later, Clara traveled to a distant region to attend a legal conference. The event was successful. Her presentation received praise. Several firms offered partnerships. Everything had gone perfectly until she started the journey home. The weather changed unexpectedly. Dark clouds swallowed the sky. Thunder rolled across the horizon. Rain began falling, then pouring, then crashing. The road ahead became nearly invisible. Clara tightened her grip on the steering wheel. "This is ridiculous."
This is ridiculous.
Lightning illuminated the landscape. For a brief moment, she could see endless stretches of empty road. No houses, no hotels, no nearby towns, nothing. Another thunderclap exploded. The rain intensified. Suddenly, her car slid. Her eyes widened. No! The tires lost traction. The vehicle spun. Once, twice, then violently rolled into a ditch. Metal screamed. Glass shattered. Everything went black. When Clara opened her eyes, pain shot through her body. Rainwater dripped through the damaged windshield. Her head throbbed. The air smelled of mud and gasoline. Fear immediately gripped her chest. She reached for her phone.
No
signal. She checked again. Still nothing. The storm had isolated her completely. For the first time in years, Clara felt vulnerable, helpless, alone. Then she saw a light approaching through the darkness. A flashlight, footsteps, a figure. Instinctively, she panicked. A stranger. A man. Every warning she had ever learned echoed in her mind. The figure reached the vehicle. A calm voice spoke. "Don't move too quickly. You might be injured." Clara remained silent. The man carefully examined the damaged car, then looked at her. "I'm going to help you get out. I can manage myself." The stranger smiled slightly. "Maybe." He extended a hand. "But right now, you don't have to." For reasons she couldn't explain, Clara hesitated, then accepted. That simple decision would change her life. His name was Marcus Reed. He wasn't rich. He wasn't influential. He wasn't famous. He was simply kind. The nearest hospital was in a small village several kilometers away. Marcus drove Clara there himself. The doctors treated her injuries. Fortunately, nothing was broken, only bruises and exhaustion. The next morning, Clara discovered another problem. There was no mobile network, no banking access, no way to contact home. The storm had damaged communications across the region. She was stranded, completely stranded. Marcus noticed her frustration. "Don't worry," Clara folded her arms. "I'm not worried." "You're a terrible liar." That annoyed her, yet somehow it also made her smile. A little, only a little. Over the next several days, Marcus handled everything. He arranged repairs for her car, checked on her recovery, brought meals, made sure she was comfortable, never once asking for payment, never once expecting anything in return. At first, Clara remained suspicious. Every act of kindness felt like a hidden trap. Every smile felt suspicious. Every gesture felt calculated. But Marcus never changed. He remained patient, consistent, genuine. One afternoon, they sat outside watching children play in the village square. Marcus handed Clara a cup of tea. She accepted it, a small gesture, yet significant. "You don't trust people very easily,
You don't trust people very easily, do you?
Clara looked away.
No.
No. Bad experiences?
Bad experiences?
Marcus nodded.
Worse.
"I understand." "No, you don't." For a moment, neither spoke. Then Marcus surprised
You don't understand.
her. "You're right."
You're right.
She looked
I
at
don't
him.
understand your pain.
"I don't understand
But I know what
your
it's like
pain."
to carry pain.
His voice was calm. "But I know what it's like to carry pain." Something about his honesty caught her off guard. Most people tried to fix conversations. Marcus simply listened, and somehow that made all the difference. Day after day, her walls weakened. Not because Marcus demanded it, because he earned it. For the first time in years, Clara found herself enjoying someone's company. And that realization terrified her. After 7 days, communications were finally restored. Monica's staff located Clara immediately. A private helicopter arrived the next morning. As departure time approached, Clara stood beside her repaired vehicle. Marcus handed her the keys. "Good as new." She stared at him. "Thank you. You're welcome." A silence followed. Neither seemed eager for it to end. Finally, Clara reached into her purse. "At least let me pay you." Marcus smiled. "No." Marcus. "No," she frowned. "You paid hospital bills. Yes, you repaired my car. Yes, you took care of me. Yes. So why won't you take the money?" Marcus looked directly into her eyes. His answer would stay with her forever, because not everything valuable has a price. For a moment, Clara couldn't speak. No one had ever said something like that to her before. No one. Then the helicopter arrived. The moment had ended. She climbed aboard. As the aircraft rose into the sky, she looked down. Marcus stood below, waving, getting smaller and smaller, until finally he disappeared from sight. Back home, life returned to normal, or at least it appeared to. Court cases resumed, meetings resumed, business resumed. But Clara was not the same. At night, she found herself thinking about Marcus. During meetings, she remembered his smile. While driving, she remembered his voice. In court, she remembered his kindness. Everywhere she looked, she found traces of him. Weeks passed. The memories refused to fade. One night, Clara stood alone beside her apartment window, staring into the darkness. Something was happening. Something she had spent her entire life avoiding. Something she never wanted. Something her mother had warned her about. Her heart. And for the first time in 24 years, it wasn't listening to logic. It was listening to Marcus. Weeks passed. Clara tried everything to forget Marcus. She buried herself in work, accepted more cases, attended more meetings, stayed longer at the office. Yet none of it worked. Every success reminded her of him. Every quiet moment brought back memories, the way he smiled, the way he listened, the way he helped her without asking for anything in return. One evening, she sat alone in her apartment staring at the city lights. Then suddenly she stood up, almost startling herself. Her heart had already made a decision her mind had been fighting for weeks. The next morning, Clara drove back to the village. 6 hours, then 7, then 8. The closer she got, the faster her heart beat. When she finally arrived, She found Marcus beneath a vehicle outside a small workshop, covered in grease, working as usual. She stood there silently, watching him. A smile slowly formed on her face. Marcus eventually looked up. For several seconds, he simply stared, unable to believe what he was seeing. Then he smiled, the biggest smile she had ever seen. "You came back." Clara nodded. "I did."
I really missed
Marcus
you.
laughed
That's why I
softly.
came back.
"I was
I'm
beginning
happy
to
you
think
came.
I'd imagined
I haven't been myself since you
Something
left.
inside Clara melted. For the first time in her life, seeing someone happy made her happy too. The
So there I
confession
was,
over the following
completely covered
days,
in oil.
Clara remained in the village. Not because she
And the
had
wrench
to,
just slips.
because she wanted to. Each day she spent more time with Marcus, walking, talking, laughing, living. One evening they sat beside a river as the sun disappeared beyond the horizon. The sky glowed orange and gold. For several moments neither spoke. Then Marcus broke the silence. "Can I tell you something?" Clara nodded. Marcus looked toward the sunset, then softly said, "You know what love reminds me of?" Clara smiled.
You know what love reminds me
A
of?
river.
A river.
She looked
It doesn't
surprised.
force itself.
A river.
It doesn't fight the
Marcus
mountain.
nodded.
It simply keeps
doesn't
flowing
force
until it
itself.
reaches where it
It doesn't
belongs.
fight the mountain. It
I
simply
fell in love
keeps
with you the day
flowing,
you took my hand in that
patiently, steadily, and eventually it
I fell
reaches
in
where
love
it
with you
belongs. Clara listened quietly. Marcus turned toward her. His voice became softer. "That's how I feel about you." The world seemed to stop. Even the wind felt silent. "I don't want to pressure you. I don't want to rush you." But Clara, his eyes never left hers. "I think I fell in love with you the day you took
I think
my
I fell
hand
in
in
love
that
with
storm."
you the day you took my hand in that
Clara's
storm.
heart pounded. Nobody had ever spoken to her that way before.
I think I fell in
Nobody.
love with
Not
you
with
too.
sincerity, not with patience, not with respect. She felt his gathering in her eyes. Marcus. For several seconds she couldn't continue. Then she smiled. A beautiful smile. The kind that comes directly from the heart. I think I fell in love with you too. Marcus stared, then laughed, then smiled, then laughed again. Neither could stop smiling. For the first time in her life, Clara gave love a chance. Bringing Marcus into her world, several months later, Clara brought Marcus to the city. At first he felt completely out of place. The tall buildings, the traffic, the luxury, everything felt unfamiliar. But Clara believed in him, more than anyone ever had. She purchased a modern property, equipped it with state-of-the-art tools, advanced diagnostic equipment, professional staff, everything a mechanic could dream of. When Marcus saw it, he was speechless. "Clara,"
What
his
is
voice
this?
trembled.
Your
"What is
future."
this?" She smiled. "Your future." Tears filled Marcus's eyes. Nobody had ever invested in him before. Nobody had ever believed in him this much. Within months, the workshop became one of the city's most respected automotive centers. Customers arrived daily. Business expanded rapidly. Success followed. Yet despite everything he gained, the thing Marcus treasured most remained Clara. The proposal, 1 year later. Marcus stood on a rooftop overlooking the city. Thousands of lights sparkled below. Clara arrived expecting a simple dinner. Instead, she found candles, flowers, and Marcus, looking unusually nervous. She immediately smiled. "What are you planning?" Marcus laughed. "I'm trying not to faint." That made her laugh. Then suddenly he knelt. Clara froze. The world disappeared, everything except Marcus. His eyes, his smile, his trembling hands. "I spent my life fixing broken machines." He looked up at her. "But you fixed something far more important." His voice cracked. "My heart." Tears filled Clara's eyes. Marcus opened a small ring box. "Clara Hayes," he smiled. "The storm brought you into my life, but every day since then has been sunshine. Will you marry me?" Clara burst into tears, happy tears, the kind she never thought she'd experience. She nodded repeatedly, unable to speak. Finally, she whispered, "Yes." Marcus slipped the ring onto her finger. The city lights glittered behind them, and as they embraced, Clara felt something she had never felt before, complete happiness. The curiosity that changed everything. A few days after the engagement, Clara found herself looking through old family photographs. For the first time in her life, she wondered something. Not as a lawyer, not as Monica's daughter, but as a woman in love. What kind of man had her father been? Had he ever loved her mother? Had he ever dreamed of a family? Had he ever wanted her? Love had changed her perspective. Before Marcus, she never cared. Now she did. Now she needed answers. And that search would lead her to one name. A name hidden in her mother's past. A name that would uncover a secret buried for 24 years. Philip Carter.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and put down your thoughts in the comments. From Epic Stories TV, we love you.